How well am I going to handle Episode 2 of Bloodstained Curse of the Moon? Unbreakable Bonds. I'm certain it's going to have a little recap. Let's do this one on Legend difficulty. Nope, we're playing this one on casual. I need there to be an infinitesimal chance that I actually make it through this playthrough. We all recall Dominique sacrificed herself to save Zangetsu and some other people. Who cares about them? She's now possessed by the very demon they sought to destroy. Zangetsu will have none of that. They are all stronger because they are together now. They must sacrifice. No, they mustn't sacrifice anything. They must stop Dominique from being sacrificed the way she already has been. We start off with a good sword. So we're already in pretty good shape. And we have our friends. Look at them. One friend, two friends. Red friend, blue friend. Well, actually, the starting guy is red, and Hachi's only kind of blue. I had a feeling that would work. Very high tier monsters already. But we have very powerful characters. Could wish to deal with them. So we're probably going to see a lot of secrets, a lot of alternate paths, a lot of stuff we didn't see the first time. I very much anticipate that to be the case. Yeah, Dominique and Hachi are the selling points of this game. Like, what is good about this game is the presence of Dominique and the presence of Hachi. And one of them's gone. So now we need to make the most out of... Ugh, I really thought those platforms aligned differently. Whatever. We need to make the most out of Hachi, because he's as good, maybe better. Matter of preference. He's absurdly overpowered, which is better in a lot of ways. They are incentivizing us to save Dominique by making her one of, if not the best characters. Have to punch my way through that guy. Probably sends out a shockwave. There it is. Losing one character will now be much more dangerous than in ever the previous playthrough, because we only have 3 people total. I'm relatively used to handling 3 characters, but once I'm down to 2, I pretty much throw in the towel every time. And any loss brings me down to 2 now. Interesting. What do these skulls do? They send out gas. Robert could shoot them. Robert's dead. We no longer get knocked back, at least. Casual difficulty is typically just worlds easier than veteran. A surprising amount easier. Which is good, because I'm not great at this game. This is a Hachi plus Robert shortcut. Robert's dead. I think this is more of a Zangetsu thing. Barely. We also take half damage on casual difficulty. Like, we basically can't lose except by falling in pits. Again, not complaining. Later in the game, it's going to be so impossible. We'll be glad for all these conveniences. Max weapon power up. Infinite lives is cute. I think we only got a game over a few times, not counting the stream that I basically just scrapped entirely because I spent an hour playing the same level over and over. That definitely shouldn't happen here on casual difficulty, where I am a filthy casual scrub. But I am free. Enemies are dropping a tremendous amount of health, and some ammo as well. That likely would not happen on preceding difficulties. Just makes our lives even easier. We don't take damage, plus we get basically all the health we could ever dream of. Know all about these bunny girls. Oh, these are the cat girls. They have a lot of HP. I'll grant them that. Okay. 2 Hachi punches. Takes care of them. You'd think our ground slam would do significantly more damage than any of the punches for how hard it is to land. But no. Something with a shield over there? My screen is just slightly cut off compared to the stream. So pixels at the very edge, I don't get to see. But that's fine. I don't need those pixels. I don't need any pixels. I'll play this game with no pixels at all. That's my new challenge run. That's interesting. What the hell was that? A serrated sword. Just hanging out over there. Was that character-specific damage up, or... Doesn't appear to have unlocked any new moves. Definitely went through this secret the first time. Let's try this. I could not have done this the first time, so... Surely it's even more secret. No, this is an exit. It's nothing. Not even sure why it exists. We might have gotten a sword damage up, though, because that guy should not have died so quickly. Our boss is gonna be... What was the boss of this one? There he is. Some kind of dragon thing. I think it ends up being more of a bird. Bosses should all have different behaviors and perhaps second phases. Because originally, Dominique killed this thing before it could perform a second phase. Dominique's dead. She ain't gonna save us anymore. Don't really know what to do about this phase. Only Hachi can hit it, though. And we just punch right through this phase. Hachi solves this boss quite handily. What I want to do is lower the attack over here. And get back to punching. Your death laser does not scare me. It should have scared me. We can heal up. Do this all again. With reduced boss HP. I notice also our characters all have reduced HP. Because we don't have those upgrades yet. Gotta go through the levels to get the upgrades in the first place. Even though we carried over a lot of our other permanent upgrades from the first loop. I don't fully comprehend the rules, but there are rules. We will obey them. Even if they benefit the computer. Yeah, you get 0 attacks there, if you don't want to get hit yourself. Oh, I missed my chance. So we're not going to get any attacks during this phase. And Robert's already dead. Who needs him? He's the weakest guy. Zangetsu can do it on his own. He's all we ever needed. Now I hope this thing does not have a second phase, because if it does, that might be a problem. In the first loop, there was only one boss besides the final boss that had a second phase. And that boss was solved all in one go using Dominique. You can no longer lean on Dominique, so I have to try and behave more responsibly. There. Now what's gonna happen? Okay, it exploded its own head. It's not really gonna be second phases, but desperation attacks. With probably gruesome, bloody outcomes. If this is anything to go by. Looks like a chicken neck. Gross. So things will be pretty different. We'll see completely different paths through pretty much every level. And the bosses will also behave very strangely, particularly in their demise. Bunch of candles that are out of reach to everybody but Dominique. Try and teach you how to use Dominique when you first unlock her. I can go that way now. Let's try that out. That is a big thing. Let's shoot it. Yeah, it's just another bomb thrower. Excellent sprite. Boring enemy. I have a feeling I'm going to say that quite a bit. Hello, say so. I decided to accept playing on casual difficulty so that I could see the rest of the sprites, the rest of the behaviors of the bosses. Basically everything else that's gonna happen here. And I do like these early levels quite a bit. Maybe I'll like the later levels now that they are not as impossible. On casual difficulty. Sniper fight. Just a fun playthrough. After I beat my first playthrough, I looked up the Steam achievements, which you should never do, but I did. And like 35% of all players have the achievement for beating the game. And that was extremely depressing, because this is such a hard game. I thought I had actually accomplished something that more than 1/3 of people do simply by, you know, paying the cost of admission. But then I realized that casual difficulty does not disable your achievements. So, a lot of them probably did play on casual difficulty, which is dramatically easier than what I did on veteran difficulty. And there's no achievement for playing on veteran difficulty. That was just a self-imposed challenge. I don't know why I did it. I was not up to it. Really should be a veteran achievement, and of course a legend achievement. As ridiculous as legend is, if anyone bothers to do it, they deserve some recognition. I'm pretty sure all the other achievements are just, like, beat the game in the second loop, episode 2. I can't jump up there, I don't think. Not with any of my characters. Honestly, I think that's a Gebel path, but we don't have Gebel unlocked yet. Anytime I see anything that I don't know how to do, I say, this one's for Gebel, and walk away. Pollen monsters. My characters basically cannot take damage, so I'm not too worried about much of anything. And even when they do take damage, most of the enemies drop hearts. No knockback, this is just a stroll through Beautiful Sprite City. Hey, I got the inner fire thing. Look at that fantastic sprite that we destroyed immediately because we deal too much damage now. Ninjas are here already. Fascinating. Pretty sure they weren't here yet. First time playing through this level. It's been a long time, though. I can't remember exactly how long ago that was I first did this playthrough of the first loop. Been a fair while, though. 60 mana. There's got to be something over there, right? Probably nothing good, but let's see. Whatever was in that candle. What makes that extremely sharp sound? Oh, picking up coins makes that sharp sound. So there were some coins in there. Coins have no purpose now, because we have infinite lives anyway. The nice thing about coins was they would get you extra lives very quickly. Here's a guy whose whole purpose in life is to push you off the edge, but he can't do that because I don't suffer knockback anymore. Yep, coins. I don't think there's anything on screen even tracking our coins. Like our score. It literally doesn't matter. Not even nominally. There we go. If you time your punch just right, you can sneak past the pusher guys. Would probably work with a jump slash as well. Shoot the axe armors. I absolutely do not need to play this safely. I'm still inclined to do so. I'm gonna sometimes, but should really just be more reckless. This game's a long game to begin with. No need to drag it out. Turn this into a speed run with no route. deal with this sword? Game's not gonna tell me. Plant monster that I cannot cheese as easily. Yeah, I can always get my characters back for free. There's a character gone now, so I think I'm gonna do that. Even though we are right in front of the boss and I have 1,000,000 ammunition. I wanted to heal Hachi, but I wasn't fast enough. The spear ghoul said no. Robert is hilariously ineffective against this boss, which is kind of funny because in the first loop, when you beat this boss, Robert swooped in and killed it before it could do the desperation attack. But now we're going to actually have to see the desperation attack because Robert is failing to protect us. I can't do the Ninja Gaiden move anymore. I can still do this. Definitely want to stay off the floor. It's really hard to stay off this floor. That attack always gets me. Here. Stay over here. Platform's not gonna fall? No? Saved me. Good deal. Get rid of these things before they go out of control. At the cost of missing numerous attacks against the boss. Okay. Hachi time. Platform's better than the rest. And then goes invincible. Just stands here and punches her. So the bosses can still reasonably kill us through damage. Regular enemies basically don't stand that chance. But they try, bless them. There we go. Now what's gonna happen? I could go invincible and shield my way through this. Probably should have. Maybe if we were down in the corner, we could have dodged that final explosion. Interesting. You basically can't dodge the desperation attacks until you've seen them once. Very hard to sight read those things. I'm gonna try, but it will be futile. Playing through episode 2 might take the entire stream. We might not even finish it by the end of the stream. It wouldn't surprise me too much. This is a quite long game. Even when made laughably easy. Not sure quite what to do about these skeletons. Something like that seems to work. Something behind this waterfall. I don't trust it. That would be a great place to hide one of the permanent upgrades, though. And by great, I mean truly atrocious in every possible way. Hachi floor. Hachi floor. And Hachi bag of money. Do not stand a chance, big shield man. Gotta get the money. Gotta get paid. What other reason would there be to play through this game a second time? Saving Dominique. Dominique was overshadowing all these characters to begin with. Except for Hachi, who doesn't really know what's going on anyway, so what does he care? Hey, something that can still move our characters. Despite our immunity to knockback. Still gotta go swimming. Zangetsu will deal with this much more easily anyway. Barely hit this clam. Really should have just damage boosted through it. Maybe this next clam gets the damage boost treatment. Wait for the waterfall. Shoot a spider. Just walk on through like a boss. What do I care? Don't have the timing right on that, but this should work. I mean, it worked. Wasn't lethal. BFG has a limited range. I could have just stood across the room and shot that thing to death. Robert was probably my most underutilized character in the entire first loop. So I really don't know how to make the most of him, and I'm really gonna have to change that. That was very much the case in my playthrough of the second loop of the first Curse of the Moon as well. Gebel, I had really underestimated. And playing through the second loop made him one of my favorite characters. Now, what do I do here exactly? Not that. Wall jump? No. Okay. Ignore the falling platforms. Perfect. Should have known. Ignore the obstacles. I thought I was cheating the game by saying that I would ignore all the obstacles from here on out. Game wants me to do that. Money bags. Another sword. We got one sword in the entire first playthrough. This will be my third sword. Getting kinda sword greedy at this point. Gonna have a monopoly on swords soon enough. Surprise fish. To reference everyone's least favorite Let's Player. Ah, I found the hole in the floor. Jump through this. It's like Castlevania 2. In very few ways. At least the swords are very easy to get. Is there any information on what these swords are doing? They're key items. But the sword that gives us new attacks is also a key item. Let's get our friend back. Oh, that was a reference to Deceased Crab. He's just a guy known for abusing catchphrases. Very irritating. Harmless, but not well liked. Due to being obnoxious. But one of the first two Let's Players I ever saw, so without his influence, I may not be doing this right now. Perhaps his greatest sin. Or perhaps not. I'm clearly here willingly. Ignore the Morse code that I'm blinking out right now. It doesn't spell out SOS. Streaming is actually very obviously my way of gaming the way that I would like to. Like, I need an excuse to be able to play video games the way I did back when I did it exclusively for fun. And the fact that I'm technically making content means I'm doing just that. But secretly, I do want to be doing this. And I am indeed doing this. I have to pretend it's a torturous nightmare, though. Because that makes it look like I'm actually working. Hey, health upgrade. I'm gonna kill the pollen creature, then go get the health upgrade. Not that I can be knocked down or anything, but I don't want to be harassed while I'm doing this. And fully reheal. At least Hachi? Yeah, only Hachi. But that's fine. AVGN I liked before finding Deceased Crab, and therefore before I knew about Let's Plays. But I didn't consider what he did a thing that, like, interested me. Which is kind of funny, because the other Channel Awesome people, I did try to emulate. But I didn't like the way that they handled video games, and I don't dislike the way AVGN handles video games, but I don't want to emulate it. And the people who did want to emulate it are the worst YouTubers ever. Irate Gamer looking at you. Hopefully for the last time, because that guy sucks out loud. But yeah, my first attempt at YouTube superstardom was a music review show in 2009 as an audition for Channel Awesome. I did not get selected to appear on Channel Awesome, and that is probably for the best in the long run. I only did 2 videos, so I didn't stand much of a chance. And they weren't, like, good videos at that. But for a first effort, there could theoretically be worse things in the entire world. It's an unproven hypothesis, but anything's possible. In 2008, when I was first learning about Let's Plays, my first thought was I absolutely should not, under any circumstance, ever attempt to do a Let's Play. Not because I'd be bad at it, but because it's such a weird, niche, ridiculous thing that I could never respect myself again. And then it became so popular and successful that, obviously, it's not a big deal to do Let's Plays or podcasts or whatever the hell else you want. If you're not doing a thing because you think it's cringe, you are not living your life. So, glad I did not take my own advice. Turns out, like, a nerd in 2008 did not have the best prescription for how to live one's life. What are the odds? Here's the train boss. Should have 2 phases. Dominique was the best at dealing with this the first time around. And I've clearly forgotten how to do it. The sword is going to be the best thing to do here. These fall faster. And that phase begins more quickly. And then something happens. Okay, the train gets destroyed. Interesting. Gotta immediately climb away. Perfectly time my retaliation. And right about here, no. Had to take a hit there because I missed too many swings. Hide all the way back here. Keeps me just out of range. Nice simple pattern. Went too early there, but ultimately I like this boss. It's easy enough to read. Makes a lot of sense. First time you play it. Nope. Don't do it. Okay. Bah. I know what to do. We'll have Hachi finish this in style. Bam. Then hide all the way at the end of the train. Hope that the boss crashes itself and dies. Yep, flips itself right over. Hilarious. I think I still took damage from hiding at the end. If I'd stayed more to the center of the train, it would have flipped right over me and done nothing. Hey, thanks very much for stopping by, longtime fan. Definitely glad to hear it. Need all the reminders I can get. That someone enjoys this ridiculousness. This is the just use Hachi level. Hachi has a bunch of specific animations. The train no longer has wheels, it has little spikes. Really went out of their way to make Hachi as charming as possible. Now this I still don't get. What are we supposed to do about this little box here? So weird. Well, we can't climb over the building, so... down we go. Past the rat. This area. Oh, that's what the swords are for. That's pretty awesome. Ooh. Zanmatu. Focuses a swordmaster's energy when drawn, slaying demons while leaving the virtuous unharmed. A strong magical power dwells within. Seems necessary to solve all of our problems. However, it's weaker than the sword we just had. It better do way more damage, because this attack pattern sucks. I don't care for this one bit. Even if it does deal more damage. Yeah, they're not going to tell me if it has any abilities. Presumably it does not. Wow. That's our punishment. We're playing the hard mode. A sword downgrade. I assume that hole in the wall is for Gebel to fly through. It seems like there should be a way for Robert to crawl through it, but it's off the ground, elevated in such a way that it isn't possible. That's what the spinning glass shards are for. Glass shards, they're clearly icicles. Once again, Hachi is the answer. It's such a weird choice. The Stop Having Fun sword. I don't think there was anything else further to the right. Pretty confident this is the way to go. That crate is full of a spider. Let's punch it. We might need that, probably not though. Last time I went through this, I used Hachi pretty much exclusively, and it seems to be the right thing to do here as well. Go, Hachi, go. Can even slam through the floor. Did I do that the first time? Probably. There's a Dominique path, but it's slower. I'm being told by a skeleton. So now Zangetsu is the last guy I'm going to go for. Yeah, it definitely doesn't do any more damage than the sword we just had. Still takes 2 hits. Probably doesn't do any less damage at least, but it really should do like a ridiculous amount of damage. 1-hit kills on everything. Given the lore we just were told about it, and the worst attack pattern. You've got a shield too? That doesn't even make sense. Okay, invincibility was overkill. I don't need it anyway. Does like 1 pip of damage. I can handle that. I've got like 15 pips there. Definitely seems like a little thing that we should be able to punch through with Hachi. But there are limits. Even on the Corgi tank. Mecha Ein. You can tell when someone had their anime awakening by how much they enjoy Welsh Corgis. That or whether or not they are a fan of the British aristocracy. Because those are the 2 people who like Welsh Corgis. Old head anime nerds. And the Queen. Outsmart that guy. That guy, however, has me outsmarted, so... Now, this is a grenade thing, right? Let's try that. Excellent work, grenade. I didn't watch enough of Brooklyn Nine-Nine to know they had a corgi. But they do tend to have good taste in canines. And animal mascots in general on those mainstream comedy shows. Like the miniature horse on Parks and Rec. Can't remember the name or I would have said it. But it's a pretty good miniature horse. There are like 5 Fleaman sections over the course of this game. It's pretty ridiculous. Little Sebastian, that's right. Bye-bye, Little Sebastian. That's right, this is right before the boss. Might need Robert, although I doubt it. This is probably going to be all Hachi. Look at that. They stopped doing this in all the later levels, where they, like, show you the boss in the background before the fight. And that's too bad. That was, like, my favorite thing about these early levels. I think they actually did work less on the later levels. They might have, like, burned themselves out on these early levels. And slapped together the later ones. That would explain why I dislike so many of those later sections and loved the beginning 5 levels in their entirety. Because my impeccable taste can call a cop-out from a mile away. Oh, the wave goes even higher. Punch this head clean off. And get ready to fight the gut. This is a terrible blood effect, I'll say. Very out of sorts with everything else in the game. Break these. Punch that jaw. And fly away. Nope, don't fly away. Hide under the platform. That's kind of interesting. That there's a rain attack and a wave attack simultaneously. Only way I can think to avoid both would be go invincible. Which seems kind of cheap. I wanted to use Zangetsu to get the killing blow. Because I figured his anti-demon sword would be, like, in some way relevant to killing the bosses once and for all. Maybe I should play, Shantae. One of the Shantae games has a famously chesty, mermaid character as one of the bosses. And also fantastic sprite work throughout, but that particular character sort of took on a life of her own after the game. Half genie hero or something. I think I own one of the Shantae games, and if I do, I'm probably going to install it. Maybe stream it. Because I basically can't play a game unless I'm streaming it. Such is life. Streaming honestly makes playing the games more fun, anyway. the illusion of doing something. Occasional audience interaction. You get to talk about whatever the hell you want in between moments of action taking place. I end up exhausted afterwards, but that's the cost. Talking is surprisingly exhausting. Seem to recall this section. It's hard to keep track of the Shantae games, because they've been going since like the Game Boy Color, and they're still pumping out new ones. The entire Way Forward catalog is similarly absurd. Damn it. Barely any stairs to work with here. I already took the hit. Why don't I just walk through this? Anyway, up here. Now without Dominique. This is Invincibility City. But yeah, Way Forward consistently makes very pretty games, and I have some of them on my list to go through. Static is a big fan of their beat-em-up series, like River City Girls, and we're probably going to co-op through those games eventually. But they also crank out some, like, trash, which still looks pretty good, but doesn't play very good at all. It's because they put out, like, 5 games a year. I think that's an extreme exaggeration, but they do put out a lot of games. Way more games than you would think. It's a numbers game with them. They did Blood Rain Betrayal, which would be a horrible game to stream because it is notoriously far too difficult. But maybe the recent remake that has an easy mode would be worth it. Blood Rain Betrayal has a fantastic soundtrack. And I just stole a bunch of the tracks for my music replacement soundtrack for Twisted Metals that have licensed soundtracks. So expect to hear a bunch of that. Oh, I did not want to replace that sub-weapon. Still making that mistake. After 2 playthroughs of the first game and my full playthrough of the first loop of the second game. And my first impression of Blood Rain Betrayal was the, like, XBLA game art, which is horrible. Like, astoundingly bad. And then you see the same art in action in the game, and it looks fantastic. For some reason, just the Flash animated art style doesn't work as a single frame, but it works really, really well in motion. I just never wanted to see it in motion after seeing that one isolated frame. Here we go. Now I get to reset. Go from 70 ammo down to 10, I believe. Still worth it to get my friends back. Hate this sword. Don't really need this scroll either. It also downgraded our attacks, our sub-weapons. Because after we got the upgraded sword in the first loop, our sub-weapons changed to be more powerful. They have changed back. Because of course they have. Damn that hellhound. Dominique only. Oh, I did full playthroughs of Blood Rain 1 and 2. They are bad, I'll say. They're bad video games. I like them both a lot. I have no regrets about playing through those bad video games. Betrayal might be the best on like an objective quality scale, because it's like actually pretty good in a lot of ways. The official Blood Rain 1 and 2, they have nothing going for them except for one of the best twist endings ever. Blood Rain 2 has a fantastic twist. Not in the ending, but like 2 hours before the ending. Which is the last place you would expect a twist. And then they never followed up on it because that was the last game in the series. Betrayal is a prequel. So, yeah, no reference to what happened. Just walk through this with excessive caution. But I would recommend, if you're completely unfamiliar with Blood Rain, it's a pretty interesting series. Expect a lot of sloppiness and a lot of jank. I recently saw a speedrun of Blood Rain 2, and I discovered a time save that the speedrunner, who holds the world record, does not know about. And probably won't use it because it's exclusive to the PS3 version of the game. But it completely skips a boss because of a glitch. I'm certain there is something behind this lava waterfall. But I can't go through there, not even invincible. I tried last time. All my characters are full, except for you. I don't think I'm going to use Zangetsu there, but maybe. Don't like this area. I won't be able to kill the angel fires. Those guys. Bah. I didn't like this room when I had Dominique, who's excellent for dealing with that room. Like it even less now. Let's see if I can remember the pattern, only to have it pulled out from underneath me. Like so much carpet. You don't pull out carpets, you pull out rugs. Don't listen to me. My metaphors are bad. Sneak on through. Hide over here. Seems like maybe the arc changed to reach out further. What are you supposed to do about that? Interesting. Careful. Almost was able to read that. The head will appear over here and immediately bite me. Yeah, this boss is much harder. Good thing I'm on casual. I'd have a character dead already on veteran. No. I waited too long. Okay, I see. If you leap through the gap between platforms while the things are falling, you will successfully dodge. That is some really tight timing. Just gonna stand here for a while. Turned off my invincibility too soon. This guy should be able to survive a hit. And sort of cheat my way through this. Should not be able to do this much damage. Boss can't stop me. This middle platform, yeah, drops out. Bites it and turns to bone. And off you go. I tried to make a Super Metroid reference last time, but I couldn't remember the name of the boss then, and I can't remember it now. Tragic. It did put me in mind of the lava worm from Risk of Rain 2. Glad I'm not the only one who thought that. Ooh, Hachi got a sundae. Don't feed dogs ice cream. Especially not with chocolate sauce dribbled on top, as that sundae appeared to have. That said, congratulations to Hachi. You earned it. I wonder if whoever kills the boss gets the sundae. I guarantee they just, like, made the one animation for Hachi getting the sundae. But I want to live in a world where the rightful owner of the sundae receives it. That said, the case can be made that Hachi is the rightful owner regardless. Now we're on to the level that broke me my first time through. Could not handle this thing. Can't reach the angels now. Less than ideal. Guess I should have flown. Now I gotta do actual work here. Or try to do actual work. Oh, they can do that. Oh, I can stand on top of them, though. That's cute. Get some health refills and get out of this room. I did not handle that room in the slightest intended manner. This guy can't do anything to the chests. Bless him for trying. Oh wow. Still got a shot off, but it didn't hit me, because I was attacking so rapidly. What's in here? Exactly what I was hoping for. I'm gonna activate it now. Two hits to kill enemies. Wow. My full power unleashed. Glad I got this upgraded sword. This plot-relevant sword. This room's easy if you take it slow. Game overs weren't that big of a problem for me the first time through this level, I will say. When they happened, which was twice, I think, it was infuriating. But I was usually able to grind up enough money to get an extra life. Basically every time I lost a life. Really, it's just the fact that the final boss is super RNG. Retry. Need Hachi. I fear not death. For the character that I absolutely need to keep alive. Nailed it. We're not getting that upgrade. I don't need it. Really wanted it, though. Get the charm. Max out my HP. It would have been so easy to land that as well. Zangetsu used to be the perfect tool for dealing with these, because his attack arc was better and longer than it is now. He's still a pretty good tool. Got the secret room. And we ascend further. Hachi is definitely coming back. Zanmato is very bad. I wonder if there's an alternate ending. If we go and fight the final boss without getting the sword upgrades. That is to say, I'm guessing that's one of the unlock methods for one of the episodes. Because this is like the first time we've actually been faced with a choice where our gameplay actually matters. That's actually a good idea. Say so in chat. Let's try it out. We'll do this again and we'll get it right this time. Good call, say so. Ah, this section. Trivial except for the Tasmanian Devil. Spears, which are like a worse version of the sword. We have enough reach to hit the rats from a distance, but we cannot duck down low enough to get them as Hachi. So we do need this particular team. And Robert has come to trust Hachi. Their travails have proven his loyalty. Robert's greatest crime is mistrusting the two best characters in the game. How could you possibly mistrust Hachi? If Hachi doesn't have your best interests in order, your best interests are appalling. They should not be pursued anyway. His goodness as a boy is to be trusted in all situations, is what I'm saying here. Blast our way through that guy. Guess we could have, like, timed it. Went by when he wasn't attacking. But that would involve less killing. Who wants that? Yeah, I could have just tanked one hit anyway. Walked right through. The high swing, when the samurai throws his own head at you, is actually kind of hard to dodge. It's kind of bad luck that I got that one once, but it didn't kill me. Never in any risk of death. Die already. think there's a checkpoint nearby. Yeah, right after this staircase, which has not been made any more difficult on the harder difficulty. I don't know why I just got a sub-weapon, because I'm about to get rid of it. Oh, it's called D-Cannon. What does D stand for? Dracula? Has Robert been in line with Dracula this whole time? I knew we shouldn't have trusted Robert. Dominique has a secret path that we can't take now. Because she very selfishly sacrificed herself to keep us from having a shorter route to the boss. I always knew she was only in it for herself. Dominique's the ultimate monster. Look at that golden skeleton taunting us. I always wondered if the color of the skeletons meant anything. But it seems like it's just the way they're pointing. They only have one sprite for each direction that they can point. And the ones pointing upwards happen to be golden. For no particularly important reason. Also, they're dressed like the Pope. It's so easy to just kill one of those things. Walk by, and I never do it. But yeah, he's wearing like a Pope mitre and robes, I think. I'm not sure that's exactly what they're going for with the sprite, but that's what it looks like. I always use Zangetsu here, but his attack pattern used to be much better for getting through here. All I know is Hachi is wrong. He's too big. His head goes right into the spikes. Checkpoint before the boss. My god. We didn't see any new checkpoints this whole run, but they put a checkpoint before the boss, which actually means they removed a checkpoint from veteran difficulty. That's cruel. I can one-punch the heads, so you must do that. So much money. His heads were full of cash all along. Get a little more ammo, it's still close to max. Should be fine. But yeah, they made an already much too difficult boss way more difficult. Not sure why my bullet didn't work. Head my way. Of course not. Oh, and I just barely missed the jump, too. Now he's hiding behind the pillar, so I actually can't hit him. Chakrams are faster. Still not expecting the 2 arrows. Yes, this is the good stuff. And it's gone. Handled that phase pretty well. Actually did some mildly skilled, well-timed things. This game still keeps you awake even on casual difficulty. Ah. Snipe those out. I guess just go invincible and hide inside the pillar. Now he's gone. Horrible luck once again. And Hachi's down. I don't know if that's recoverable. It's time we learn something, though. Robert Scarf. Activate to shorten the recovery on Robert's gun attacks. That's right, yeah, he goes guns akimbo. Really fires away. So it's pretty good. We're not gonna have much ammo for it. At full health, at least. Fill that up. Zangetsu won't be of much help. This, unfortunately, is going to be all Robert. Half the boss's HP is still here. Pretty effective. Get him. Good stuff. A little cheap. Would not have worked if the boss didn't already have half HP. But it did work, so whatever. That's what casual difficulty is for. I'm not complaining. I was adequately challenged. What more can I ask for? Hey, they're playing fetch. They're good friends. This is worth playing through episode 2 alone. Seeing these new campfire scenes. Because they had to animate new ones, because Dominique's gone. And the Testosterone Brigade, they get some good moments of camaraderie. I also like the Dominique campfire scenes, but these ones are adorable. They're more playful, for some reason. This might not be very fun. Oh, that's right. I need to need to do a lot of things. Much better than I just did. Okay, every one of these platforms syncs up equally with the other side. I literally can't make this without Hachi. That's a weird design choice. Is there a way to jump over to this side? Yeah, there is. And it's easier. Oh, Hachi needs to do that, though. I'm just gonna tank this. Get it over with. Seems like you're supposed to pogo across with Dominique, but You can absolutely just do it like that. Presumably on the second loop, you're supposed to be like, oh, that was so hard to do with Dominique the first time through. And then you realize you don't have Dominique anymore, and you try it with Hachi, and it works just fine. And you kick yourself retroactively. I believe Robert is the right guy for dealing with robots. Okay, maybe not punch bots. Punch bots are pretty tough. And they drop health. Everyone's at full. This probably won't work. That might work. I'm gonna try it. No, it seems just a millimeter too far. Careful. You're committed to the way you're falling. The same way you commit to the way you jump. Which is very strange. Hard to describe. But basically you can change your trajectory as you're falling. But once you change it, you're locked in. It has led to many, many deaths in this level. Just wait for this to go around. This is the one thing that can still kill me, very reliably, is falling in pits. Don't need that HP anyway. This thing. Still don't know what to do about this thing. I can't get over there anyway. Even if I did kill it. Because I can't drop through stairs, so. Oh, I just noticed. Hachi's legs become a little gear when they're on the stairs. Look at that. And that's how he climbs the stairs. The detail in the animations. Fantastic. They add so much personality specifically to Hachi, but all the characters have little details like that. Hachis are just the best. Did not nail the timing there. I know Robert handles this room pretty easily, so Robert away. Hachi still gets the health. Robert can have the little health. Hachi is bigger and needs bigger health. He's a big robot and he wants a big cereal. Literally no reason at all to kill this thing. But look at it, it's begging to be killed. Let's see, this room. I think this is the most difficult room in the entire game. Let's see if I can do it. Without knockback, I can be much more reckless. Good use for the stomp. Would have been even better if I hadn't bonked my head on the ceiling above. Don't have to worry about damage too much. Grrr. I saved it and then I compensated. Fly over here. Rush that guy. I'm definitely getting better at this. Did not trust my ability to fly the whole way over. it worked out. It might have also worked out if I just assumed that I could fly the whole way, but hardest room in the game is behind us. I can even go the secret route here. Okay, not anymore. There. You need to switch immediately after you do the wall jump, and then you can do the hover afterwards. Come on, that thing, which is called Zangetsu Tips. It's called Demon Essence. I like it. We have Demon Essence. I never used Demon Essence before getting the upgraded sword, but I assume it doesn't give you the Ninja Gaiden attack. Is this a Hachi hover thing? Wall jump into Hachi hover, it doesn't get you high enough to do that. So that's a Gebel route. Probably no one else. I still don't have access to Gebel. Oh, for some reason my legs turned into treads here. Did they always do that on spikes? I just never noticed before. Hachi has many forms. It seems like this area should have some way to speed it up, rather than waiting for just unbelievably slow platforms to line up. Because there's no risk. Now that I've destroyed the spikes at the bottom, it would be nigh impossible to die here. So it's just a waiting game. It seems like the actually difficult room should be after this one. This one should be like practice for how to platform better. But once again, I'm always full of advice for some of the most senior expert game developers in the history of the medium. There we go. That must be why I never found this in my first loop, is Hachi cannot punch through this hole in the wall. He's too big. Oh, the Resurrection Crystal isn't here, because Dominique is dead. Tragic. If only we had the Resurrection Crystal, we'd be able to bring her back. But no, we have to beat the game instead. What lies ahead? Oh, this is an ICC room. And it has a checkpoint. Robert handles it the best. His rifle is an anti-tank gun. Don't care about the punch bots. Got too greedy by one shot. But it's relatively okay. I don't think there's any way to recover full HP by the time we get to the next area. The next area being the boss, which is Old Camel Head. There we go. We have more dangerous bugs. But they cannot penetrate invincibility, so what good are they? Kind of cheesy, but I can't really get hit again. Punch our way through this and slash the boss finally. There we go. Make that camel head scream one last time. Oh, and lure this to one side. Forgot about the desperation attack. Charge it up. Spirit bomb. And it hits the center of the arena anyway. Okay. Would it have always done that, or should I just stayed on the edge? I don't know. Doesn't matter, it didn't kill me. Pretty sure it can't kill me. Everyone is unified. Ready to kill. In an expression of our unbreakable bonds. Enemies in the wind section this time. I wasn't ready for it. Yeah, I'll bring back our guy. I was hesitant because I kind of wanted to keep the sub-weapons that I had, but wouldn't be able to do that anyway. Eventually, I'm going to need Zangetsu back. When that happens, lose my subs. There we go. No more wind power. Do not open the white candles. Would really like to keep the demon fire energy thing. Demon something. Essence, was it? Why am I still trying to dodge this thing? That's what I think here. Fireballs. Oh hey, I just realized we were not getting chased by bugs there. The bug monster is actually dead, and we are about to face something even more dangerous, I assume. Also, confirmation that the previous boss always attacks the center of the arena in the desperation attack. Whereas in the first loop, you could lure it to a specific point if you felt so inclined. And all the enemies are positioned in exactly the right spot to not get hit with our gun. Good use of the spears. Wasn't ready for the box. I guess I should have been. Because that box was very much there in the first loop. Secret that we can't do. No Dominique, so I do have to go down to the... Well, I did this on my original playthrough. I couldn't figure out the secret my first time playing this level, so I did go through this area while getting chased by bugs. I guess in the second loop, because half the bosses gained a desperation attack that wasn't in the first loop, you would then have to change the desperation attack for the other bosses that did in the first loop. Just for the sake of variety. But in a lot of ways, they made the second loop desperation attack there worse than the first loop, I think. Getting to control it a little bit makes more sense. As being more difficult, that is to say. But whatever. Two different flavors. Ultimately the same thing. Yeah, I'm not hitting the armor anyway. Let's just take care of this thing. It's definitely invincibility time. Why would I stop to fight a thing while I'm invincible? I don't know myself. Force of habit, I guess. There are still some bugs here. And the Hellhounds get to bounce back because they won't be destroyed by the encroaching bug swarm. They will be destroyed by Hachi's Fist of Death. Now a one-hit kill on virtually everything. Meanwhile, Zangetsu's sword is pathetic on virtually everything. I think everyone's strong enough. Got to be stronger. Large heal. I think this next room is the one with the... Well, there's not going to be any bugs, yeah. This room's way easier, but they did plant archers. So we have vomiting evil deadheads and archers together for the first time. This is our anti-sniper. I guess I'll take a grenade. Got the ammo for it. Going for that. Bam. And there he goes. Particular duo was cleverly laid out in that they required me to jump just a little bit in order to kill one of them. And then the other was no problem. So this level is especially changed from first loop to second. And that's pretty cool. I think I've already seen the boss, the final boss that we're approaching, because its design is kind of iconic. It's like really, really, really visually impressive, so if anyone makes a video about this game, that's their thumbnail. This is obviously a job for not waiting. Just walking right through. Could go for that secret. No, I couldn't actually. That is Dominique into Robert into Hachi is the only way to do that secret. I was close to figuring that out the first time through, but it's very difficult to execute. There we go. I guess the only reason that Hachi has the ground slam is to open up a couple secret paths and to get rid of enemies that are too low to the ground for him to actually punch. Makes sense. Couldn't have him have an actual weakness. Everything that weakens him must be compensated for. It is said that the developers actually knew that Hachi was very, very overpowered. And they liked it so much that they just kept it. Or they made the game so hard that it compensated for the fact that one of the characters is actually very strong. I think it's the latter. Because this game is so hard. Even casual difficulty keeps you on your toes. Veteran. Why did I ever attempt veteran? To be fair to me, I didn't know any better going into this game. How was I to know? It was exponentially harder than the first one. I don't think this checkpoint was here in the first loop. It's weird because I thought Veteran was very well balanced and very fun in the first loop of the first game. Second loop, yeah, very, very advanced boss tactics. Sight reading them was virtually impossible. And even after fighting the same boss for like half an hour straight, I still couldn't get by it. But that is to be expected. The second loop is supposed to be very hard. This game, the first loop, is nigh impossible. And yeah, I did say it might be harder than some of the NES Castlevanias. That is only going by the fact that any modern player of Castlevania is going to use save states. In this game, you can't use save states, which dramatically increases the difficulty, but NES Castlevania without save states is pretty rough. Hey, another checkpoint. How many checkpoints do we need? But we are heading into unknown territory. This is the sort of candle setup that indicates a final boss approaching. Should be, yeah, our bandana. And we have maxed out ammo. Any more health that I can squeeze out of here? Let's see what the final boss is all about. It's Dominique. And a moth. A big moth with bat wings and human arms. And Dominique has been absorbed into its chest. Its inexplicably metal chest. These are probably platforms. Did I punch these? Yes, I do. But it's not damaging the boss, of course. Saw blade eyeballs. They continue to attack even after they are punched out, which is distressing. Maybe our specifically anti-demon sword will be especially effective against it. Zangetsu's increased mobility relative to Hachi does seem to be doing pretty good work here. Not thrilled about this phase, but it's over. Time to shoot something. Okay, the floor is lava. Maybe you shouldn't have given me spears to stand on, and then you would just have won already. Oh, I can shoot the heart. Let's get this heart out of here. That's a very big laser. I was ready for it the second time, but it appeared so quickly I couldn't react in time. And we're probably gonna have to do the entire eyeball phase before we can fight the boss again. I'm gonna try some even cheaper methods. Of just Robert standing in place with rapid fire pistols. See how that treats me. Because it does last a very long time when he activates that bandana. Maybe it'll be enough. Get in position. Charge up. Fire away. Desperado mode. Like I said, yeah, it lasts forever. And it's really good the entire time. But that was my entire ammo bar. Okay, only one left. Surely we're doing great. I think this will be a good place to stand when he opens up his cage. Oh, I don't have any ammo whatsoever, so just don't even worry about that. Stand here and hope for the best. Could get us through this phase. Forgot about the lasers. They did stack both the lasers on top of each other. Hooray, Dominique is saved. I did it in clearly the intended method. All I can do is walk back and forth here. There we go. Charge it up. Slash him in half. And save Dominique. Dominique is saved. Party's reunited. Very embarrassing performance on the final boss. Didn't use any strategy whatsoever, just tanked everything. They had felled hordes of demons and succeeded in rescuing Dominique. As the group stood together at daybreak, they glistened like stars reflected on a lake. Before beginning the journey home, they took a well-earned moment of respite. A well-earned romantic something or other. However, at that moment, Dominique noticed a strange light emanating from the moon. The moon is very far away. Dominique has fantastic vision for someone who's just been held in carbonite for who knows how long. Dracula's only supposed to appear every 100 years. So that should have been 100 years between first and second episode. Seems more like a year. But there we go. That was episode 2. I assume I now have episode 3 unlocked, and I still don't seem to have access to Zangetsu's original friends. That's fairly astounding. That was not the final boss that is super iconic and in all thumbnails for this game. I believe that boss is called Mephisto, although Mephisto may be the person we just fought. I don't know. So that's the situation, says Dominique. She does have some stuff to recount to us after her time trapped in Demon Realm. This is a lot to take in. You say the moon's army is invading. So she must have known this before she spotted something off about the moon. Demons seize control and are using them, as pawns in their invasion. Using who? Doesn't matter, Zangetsu will kill it. No further explanation required. Point him in a direction and that thing is dead. Or he's dead. Often the latter. We must kill the Moon Army. The Moonanites must die. You better summon Zangetsu's original friends right now. They better pop out of that fire right now. I'm about to be pissed. Travel to the moon. What folly. Okay, that's actually interesting. I'm invested in going to the moon with our astronaut friends. Clearly that's Al. There he is. My old crew. Final episode. Tune in for the season finale. Okay, they got me invested. They sent us to the moon, and they brought our old friends back. I legitimately probably will play this next loop. On stream, even. So my best guess is, do not upgrade the sword. Then you can't chop the final boss in half. And then I guess Zangetsu's friends die. And then you get to play as Super Zangetsu through the entire third episode. All on his own, because he didn't save everybody. That's going to be my guess, but I do legitimately want to cleave the moon, and I probably will. Sometime in the near future. Expect a stream of that if you're not sick of this game yet.